Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Bum, 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 bum.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Roo, roo. I would always try to do the roo, roo that Strongman does. I'm always impressed by his like random noises that come out of that man's mouth, dude.
Yeah,
It is
oh.
so funny. I watch his show. It's funny. I discovered his show about his channel about 4 months ago,
Uh-huh.
and I just laugh at how funny he is. Like, and he also gives good advice. Like, it's a shame that guys like you and guys like Strongman
Thanks,
don't
man.
have like a million bloody followers. Because the thing is, it's like, I don't know. I see so many channels out there that don't get the what do you call it, the I guess they don't get the attention that they deserve, because everybody wants a quick fix. Everybody has the
Yeah.
gambler's mentality to investing, where you guys actually see it from the long term point of view,
Mhm.
which is pretty much how I see it too. And I love it. That's why I watch you guys religiously.
Thanks, man. We are holders for life. We like to hold our positions and keep them till we die. I think that's the way to go. If you are a long-term investor, you can also be a value player, a value stock picker. How I call it. There's no really a value company. The fundamentals are the ones that tell you if it's a value play or not, or a growth stock, as some guys used to put it. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we are there. Thank you for the praise.
By the way, if I
So,
sound a little too loud on this, just let me know. I can lower the gain, or I could
no,
just
I love
say,
it.
do I
It's
sound okay? All right. If
yeah,
I sound
yeah,
a little
yeah.
too loud and annoying, just let me know, man.
It's very radio-like. I like it.
So I have a fun trick. I have a fun trick if you're like really cheap, like I am,
Hmm.
because like I am one of the cheapest men you'll ever probably meet. I get one of those little standard pop filters. I just put it on the microphone right here, as you can see. I'm rubbing it
Yeah.
way too much, but it's like just a standard one. And then I got just another pop filter. So I'm just doing dual layer pop filters, and it actually does help out quite a bit because I don't know. I like the way it sounds. And anytime I'm on my computer, I always use the microphone. People make fun of me though, because I'm always like, it looks like I'm hiding behind it, but I need to like, I was probably gonna do this. I think you could probably still hear me the same way.
Yeah, yeah. But you also have good content, man. Just tell me about you, your channel, because I want to, give you some promotion out here.
Oh, certainly. Yeah. The channel's called the Michael Garza Show. It's just actually just called Michael Garza, but the URL's like Michael Garza Show at the end of the YouTube part. The channel's really kind of a blend. It's mainly, I would say it's 70% investment stuff, where I just talk about my philosophies and what I think. Um, if I was to go by ratios, let's see, 20% of it's like me talking about sports,
Okay.
mainly basketball and football. And then 10% of it's just like random comedy stuff that I'd think of. Like there's this game called Ponytown, and
Uh-huh.
it's like a My Little Pony game. And I did like a screen recording of me playing it for like 8 minutes, just like being a weirdo. But yeah, but yeah, my whole philosophy behind investing in my channel is be a long-term player, do what Warren Buffett does, because what Warren Buffett does is brilliant. He uses the same strategy like you and Strongman use, just buy and hold forever. And honestly, if you get some dividends, reap the dividends. Like that's the thing. I only hold companies that pay me a dividend as long as they produce positive cash flow.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Mhm.
But anyway, that's what my channel is about. Really, just and also I want to just point this out. I'm trying to be like the Howard Stern of investing. Like you ever watch like Howard Stern? He's kind of, at least the older Howard Stern shows, where it was like really raunchy, really gross. I want to try to bring that funny grossness to the financial world, because finance is so boring. Like
Yeah.
naturally, it's a boring subject.
Yeah.
Like I could fall asleep in an accounting class. Like I want to make it to where people aren't so bored with investing or accounting or personal finance, because it gets really lame. It really does. So I just want to like make it funny, make it weird. I
Mhm.
like to be weird in front of the microphone. I like to be weird in front of the camera, and I don't know, just make it interesting, I guess. So I'm just trying to. I'm going wild. I'm going wild.
You're pretty wild sometimes. I've seen your show. It's amazing. And I love the shorts, man. You're doing a very good work with that, because you're getting the message across in very few minutes. I haven't done that. It's, as you said, it's a niche
Mhm.
product. So we have to, give a lot of information in a very, very little time. I guess my videos are long. So I'm trying to do that, summarize all the subjects and matters, but there's a lot to talk about. And the things that we focus on our channels is, give people the tools to go there and read the fundamentals, the 10Ks, the 10Qs, and all this stuff, and pick good stocks. Or if they don't have the time, just go into ETFs, just as the VT, as you know. We love that in our channels. It's a hack. And, move from there. But yeah, it's awesome that you're doing that, and you're actually part of us now. Like, I've seen your channel here. And I wanted to ask you, do you have some Chinese stocks? Do you go into that or not?
So so a lot of my philosophy when it comes to international investing, I like to do what you guys do with the VT. That's about as far as I go though.
Okay.
With when it comes to international. I'll tell you why though. I'll tell you my reasoning. I don't trust the government of China at all. Like, I don't trust them in any way. I think even though capitalism has brought them a lot of wealth, it's, the country's gotten a little bit better, but it's still technically run by a dictator. Now, I know they call it the People's Republic of China or whatever, but I really do think it almost reminds me. Have you ever read the book 1984 by George Orwell?
Yeah.
Dystopian. It just reminds me of, like, it's gotten big, but I think because of their collectivist nature, I think it's going to be the downfall of them, just like any other authoritarian regime that's ever existed. Like Hitler's Germany, Stalin from Russia, even Maoist China. That wasn't a good thing either. It's like, I mean, there's so many random examples you could just pull off where when a government has too much control over the people, there's going to be a revolt, or there's going to be people get fed up with it eventually. Yeah. People do like being free. That's why I tell everybody, I think most countries should emulate what America's doing for the most part. Without America forcing it down their throats, of course, because I think that America has tried to force democracy, and we're a hybrid between a republic and a democracy overall. But, like, I don't know. I could go on and on about it. Anyway, but in summary, I won't try to go on too many tangents, but in summary, with Chinese stocks, I avoid them for the most part, except if they're in the VT, they're in the VT. That's fine, because it's so well diversified in the VT. There's like 9,000 holdings. Like, people don't realize that. Yeah. That's huge. So that level of diversification in a weird way protects you over time. And sure, sometimes it doesn't protect you in the short term, but if you're like me, I salivate when the market crashes. I salivate because I buy the VT like crazy. Fun fact, I didn't know about the VT until, like, Strongman Personal Finance. Like, I didn't know that they had a combination of the two. I was always, like, doing total world. Oh, no, not sorry. I was doing the total stock market for the US, and I was doing the the international stock market, emerging markets one. I didn't know that there was one that combined both of them. And I was like, what? I was like,
yeah, for me, it was like choking, man.
I was like, no way. And then it makes it so much easier, because then it's just all in one. I could just buy on the dip for it. And then sometimes I swing trade the VT, oddly enough. So here's something it's going to weird you out the way I do this. I actually swing trade the VT.
Okay.
I swing trade it. So I buy on the dip, and when it goes up, I sell a little bit. I don't sell it all. I just sell a little bit here, a little bit there, and I buy on the dip again. But what I really do, so on my individual stock picking, I buy and hold individual stocks for the most part for the long term. And that's it. I just collect those dividends. But then with the VT, I get short-term capital gains, which I know gets taxed like 30% or something. I always forget the rate. But, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't recommend that to anybody, because it's a weird way to do it. It's nice for temporary gains. And I don't know. I still am a long-term holder of the VT either way. I still always make sure that I have a minimum of at least, like, I don't know, 70, 50 shares usually of the VT. I don't really actually.
So your portfolio is 70% ETFs and 30% shares, or the other way?
I would say the other way around. I actually invest in mega cap companies. Now, I've actually seen
the blue chips, right?
So strong. It's so funny because, like, Strongman, and I'm pretty sure you agree on this one. It's a little bit risky to go individual companies, but I'm so well diversified with all my individual companies that it kind of doesn't matter. Now, they're all US based, which is another reason why I expose myself to the VT, and I still hold for the long term. Like I'm a big long-term, like, I know I swing trade a little bit with the VT, but I still have a number of shares I keep just in case it just continues to keep on going up forever, which it should, because the dollar is going to go down to zero. I think stocks in the future, I'm trying not to go in too many random subject lines, but I think stocks in the future, international or US based, are just going to keep going up because it's more valuable to hold a company than it is to hold a currency. So I do not believe in currency. Now, I'll tell you what, I have a conspiracy theory that eventually
Give it to me.
currencies are going to start being backed by gold again. Eventually.
Really? Okay.
It's my theory, and I'll tell you why. I think because okay, when Richard Nixon took the US off the gold standard in like 70 whatever, he opened Pandora's box, because you can't ever go back again. Because think about what's happening now. Because there's no value to any currencies at all, they're all set to go to zero. Anything like real estate, stocks, gold, silver, and all that are naturally going to go up in value. But let's say the Fed one of these days is like, hey, you know what? Let's back the dollar by gold again. And do you know what would happen to the stock market if that happened? It would crash, because then the dollar is finally worth something again. So it is okay to save money. So my theory is, so I have a theory and what will protect a lot of people. If this happens. So here's another weird thing I do. I play both sides of the UVXY. All right. It's a volatility index. So I buy put contracts that are long-term, and it works.
But it worked. Yeah. It should work.
It works oddly enough. It works for me because I have like 5 brokerage accounts. One's like a really active one. One's a very passive one. I'm a freak. I'm a freak when it comes to investing. Like you would like, a lot of people sweat when I talk to them about, like, people who are experienced investors, at least they sweat. They're like, you're weird. Why do you do this? But no, I think that, for instance, I hold on to the UVXY for the long term, but I also bet against it for the long term. Like with so I use put options to bet against it, and I just buy shares one at a time, right? Just because there's no commission trading, so I don't have to be charged a commission to slowly buy a share of the UVXY as it dips down. So I can continue to collect on it just in case a catastrophe happens. Because if a catastrophe happens, I make a lot of money off the UVXY if a catastrophe happens. But if it doesn't, that's okay, because if I'm wrong, I'm only wrong small. But if I'm right big. So it's like, it's kind of worse. It's like insurance. I look at it like insurance. And plus, I've always made a lot of money off those put contracts because they're long-term put contracts on the UVXY itself. So
as long as you are gambling with a little bit of your money, doesn't matter. In the end, it could be, like you said, an insurance policy if something goes wrong, and it could, because we are in the brink of a world war. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how that plays. But Putin is crazy. But yeah, it's a gamble. But as long as you do it with a little bit of your money, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
it's all my own money, which is great. So just do I'll
dividends or whatever. Yeah,
I'll just do one more minute of it, then I'll quit talking about the UVXY, because it's I just wanted to say a quick warning to anybody listening to this. Only do it if you have a lot of money and you think and you're confident enough. And just to let you know, it doesn't happen overnight. It took me 4 months to play both sides of the UVXY to make it effective. It took me 4 months to do it. It's very slow, and it was very thought out and meticulous. It's working for me now, but it easily, if I would have done it wrong, it could have not worked for me in the end. So I recommend the long term, just as a responsible thing to say. This is my responsibility. People, just do the VT. If you're gonna do anything, swing trade the VT. That really is my best recommend. If you're gonna be active, swing trade the VT at least. If you're gonna be a long term holder, long term hold the VT. Totally fine. But yeah, I want to just give that responsible message out, because I don't think people should do what I do, because I'm a weird numbers guy. I look for patterns. I'm able to see them, understand them. I'm not a magician. I'm just an oddball who sometimes gets lucky, and most of my portfolio is long-term holdings, by the way. So, and
as you said, you're an experienced investor, so you're playing with options, you're using them, and you need to have some experience or knowledge to do that. It's great if you can, and if you are good with math, then absolutely go right on.
But I'm
Like,
not a wizard. I like to tell everybody
no,
I'm
no,
not a
no,
wizard. I can't predict the market. I don't know
nobody
what
can.
the next best company is. I can kind of guess where the market's going to go, but that's about it. And that's an educated guess that usually is wrong. Probably, I don't know, 70% of the time. I don't really think I'm that much of a wizard. I've acknowledged a long time ago, I can't predict the market. I really can't, because a market's based on emotion. It's based on emotion.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people like to say it's based on analytics and technicals and all this garbage.
No.
It's based on emotion, and it just depends on how fearful are people, you know.
And it's people buying and selling. So yeah, it goes up if you buy a lot. It goes down if you sell a lot. So yeah, basically emotions.
I want to apologize in advance. I'm drinking a vodka Coca-Cola right now.
Go ahead, man.
And the reason is I get nervous with stuff like this, and I'm also very chatty when I get a little bit of vodka in me. So this stuff really excites me. Like pure,
Dude, you're doing great. You're doing great.
I'm always like super passionate, but this is the first time, by the way, I've ever been interviewed by a YouTube person. Anybody really on the internet. So this is I was actually for me. I was so nervous. I was like, I've got to look at least kind of good. So I wore like a little like,
you look amazing, dude. Greg Garza, Mike Garza. Yeah. I always confuse you with Greg. I don't know why, but it's Mike. So I was talking to my wife and I say, I'm interviewing Greg, Michael. Yeah, Mike. It's kind of funny.
No, I'm cool if you call me Greg. I kind of look like I might be a Greg though. Like I look like I could be a Greg. Some people said I look like a Chad.
Yeah, you look like a Chad.
A Chad. Because I got the hair gel like in front. And I'm like, yo, what's going on?
So, Mike, do you recommend any readings? Any books that change your way of looking at investing? I don't know.
I am super glad you asked this because a lot of them are not books on investing, oddly enough. Some of them actually go into investing. So if you're going to go with my favorite book on investing, though, it is Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. That is, honestly, it's a long book. It's like 600 freaking pages, but it's worth it. And I picked up a lot of good stuff from it. I'm only pissed because I think it was written. No, actually, it was written during the time when the VT existed, because he promotes all these index funds and stuff. He says it's totally fine to go index, but I never heard the VT mentioned once. At least maybe I missed that chapter, or missed that segment of the book. But if I'm going to go with other books, but seriously, Money Master the Game, keep it on your bookshelf if you can. There is on YouTube. If you can't get a hold of the book at like any stores, or you don't feel like paying the money, I recommend people go on YouTube for audiobooks and just look up Tony Robbins audiobook. I would listen to it. It would be out there. Yeah. Other books. Let me go with other books here. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker is a fascinating one. It goes into different principles with how to manage money, which I think is really good. So once again, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. I'm trying to think of ones that would help a lot of people out, that help me out, because when it comes to it all,
I'm reading this one right now.
Common stuff. Oh, I think I've seen it somewhere. I've seen it like
yeah, I got it on what was it? Amazon? No, Barnes and Noble. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a very good book, man. It's easy to read. Just kind of the one the strong man wrote. Do you have that book? Stop Being a Broke Loser. It's good.
I don't have the book, but I'm actually thinking about. So does he sells like electronic and hard copies, right? Yeah, like if I wanted to get like a PDF of it or something. I'll have to look it up on Amazon, because I do love the strong man. I do like to promote the man a little bit. I like to actually see, because he's a fascinating dude.
Yeah,
I like to. Cool. He's just an interesting dude and works his tail off, man. That guy is like that guy is more of a workaholic than I could ever imagine. Yeah. I only do one job and that's it, and then I just do other things on the side. Like sometimes I do delivery driving for like Instacart, but I haven't done that in a while. But I don't know. Like I'm trying to think of another book though. One more book, because there's one more book I feel like I'm forgetting, and it's by. I'm gonna look it up real quick on my browser. Hold on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because I can't remember the title, but it's like by Joel Green Splat. No, Green. Oh, Green Blatt. Yes, that's his name. Hold on. What was it? Come on, Joel, where are you at? Oh yes, it's the little book that beats the market.
Oh,
I think I lent it to my buddy. I lent it to my buddy Nathan. So yeah, the little book that beats the market. It taught me how to basically read a balance sheet and understand. It taught me in very layman's terms, by the way, which is really neat for me, because I'm a very simpleton. I'm a simple dude sometimes when it comes to certain things. And when he taught me, it taught me how to read a balance sheet effectively, how to judge a company, if it's a good company, if it's worth investing in, will it grow over time? All of those things. I love it. But hey, you know, with Lafufu though, Lafufu makes me happy because he's all about revenue growth and that's it. And I just decided, you know, to hell with Joel Greensplat. I'm going to go with my boy Jeremy Lefebvre. I'm going with his revenue growth.
He just lost $1 million, man.
Did he really lose $1 million?
Yeah. According to
I thought that was just a hoax.
No, I think he did. He actually made a video about that last week. I haven't seen it. I need to go back and see that. Probably react. I don't know. But I think he's right now giving him more publicity that he already has. Is not saying. I don't know. I need to talk about Chris about that. So